This is the story of the woman at the well. It's actually a story of love. Ananda was the cousin of the Buddha. One day he was going on the alms round. He stopped at a well because he was thirsty in order to ask for some water. Sitting by the well was a young woman called Matanga. She belonged to the Dalit class, the untouchable class. The higher castes would not touch her or come near to her on the path because they thought she would pollute them. When the higher castes are going on the road and they see an untouchable, the Dalit keeps away so as not to be beaten because the higher castes don't want to be polluted. And when Ananda asked for water, she said, "No, I can't give it to you because I am an untouchable and it will pollute you." And Ananda said, "In our teaching, there is not a caste division, and the Buddha has told us that we are all equal, and therefore you can give me water. I won't be polluted, so don't be afraid." Matanga was very happy. She lifted the water with a ladle and gave it to him to drink. He joined his palms and thanked her and went home. But after that, Matanga started to fall in love with him. She couldn't sleep, she couldn't eat, because she kept seeing Ananda, how beautiful, how good, how kind he was. Matanga was very beautiful. Her father had passed away. She lived with her mother. And when her mother saw that she couldn't sleep or eat for many weeks, she asked why. The girl wept and said because she is always thinking about Ananda. And because the mother loved her daughter very much, she did her best to help her daughter. So they decided to invite Ananda to come and make offerings to him. And one day they met Ananda as he was going on the alms round, and they invited him to come to them so they could make offering. And when he came into the house, they gave him a bowl of tea. But that tea was made of a kind of herb which would take away our clarity when we drank it. And if we lack our clarity, we can do things we don't want to do. When Ananda had drunk this tea, he felt he had made a mistake, and he didn't know how he was going to put it right. When he saw what had happened, he knew that he had to practice. So he didn't say anything. He didn't do anything. He sat in a cross-legged position and began to follow the practice of following his breathing, because he knew he was in a very dangerous position. And the Buddha was in the Jeta Grove and wondered why Ananda had not returned. So he ordered two monks to go and look for Ananda. And the other two monks were able to find Ananda sitting in meditation in the house of Matanga. They led him back to the Jeta Grove monastery. And they saw Matanga weeping, so they also brought her back to the monastery. When Ananda came back to the monastery, the effects of the tea was already wearing off, and he prostrated to the Buddha, and he thanked the Buddha for sending the two monks to send him back, because he could have been in a very dangerous situation if they hadn't. And then Matanga came in, and the Buddha asked Matanga to sit down. And he said, "Do you love Ananda so much?" And Matanga said, "Yes, I love him very much." And the Buddha said, what do you love in Ananda? Do you love his eyes or his nose? I love his eyes. I love his nose. I love his ears. I love his mouth. I love everything. Everything to do with Ananda, I love. I think I cannot live if I don't have Ananda. She was a very beautiful girl, although she belonged to the untouchable caste. She was quite clear and naive. She was about 18 or 19 years old. The Buddha said, there are many things in Ananda which you have not seen, and which you would love even more if you could see them. And she said, what? And Buddha smiled and said, like Ananda's love, like Ananda's bodhicitta. All you've seen is eyes, nose, ears, mouth. As a young man, he has given up his life in a wealthy family in order to become a monk, with the aim of helping many people. Ananda could never be happy with one or two people because that happiness is so small. That is why he became a monk. He wants to be able to help many, many people. He has a mind of great equality. He wants to love, but not love one person. He wants to love thousands and thousands of people. And that bodhicitta of Ananda is very beautiful. If only you could see it, you would love Ananda even more. And once you had seen that, you wouldn't want to make Ananda your own anymore. You would respect Ananda and you would do everything you could do to help Ananda realize his deep aspiration as a monk, to help him realize the bodhicitta. Ananda is like a cool breeze in the air. And if you love that cool breeze in the air and you want to put it into a small box and put the lid on it and turn the key, then you will not have that cool breeze in the air anymore. Ananda is like a cloud floating in the sky, the blue sky, very beautiful. If you want to catch that cloud and put it in a box and turn the key, then you will kill Ananda, because you have only seen the things about Ananda, which are not the most beautiful things. You have not seen the most beautiful things about Ananda. If you were to see them, you would love him more, and you would love him in a way which would help him be Ananda, just as you can help a cloud be a cloud floating in the beautiful blue sky. Don't think that Ananda is the only one who is a beautiful aspiration. You are the same. You have that beauty too. You can also live like Ananda if you really love Ananda and you are able to see the bodhicitta of Ananda. You will be able to return to yourself and see you have the bodhicitta in yourself. And you can vow to Ananda that you will live in such a way, not just to make one person happy, but to make many people happy. Then Mataga heard that. She was surprised. She said, I don't have any worth. I belong to the lowest caste. I cannot make anybody happy. He said, yes, you have already done that. You already have that beautiful, good, and true in yourself. Everyone has that. And if we return and we are able to be in touch with that basic goodness, truth, and beauty in ourselves, we will have faith in it. And we will know that we can make happiness for many people. And when she heard that, she said, is that really so? Can I really do the same as Ananda? Can I really leave the family life, become a nun, and help thousands of people like Ananda? And the Buddha said, yes, why not? If you can be in touch with the true good and beautiful in you, and you give rise to the bodhicitta, you will be like Ananda. You will be able to do like Ananda and bring happiness to many people. Her insight was opened by the Buddha, and she touched the earth before the Buddha. And she asked to become a nun under the Bodhisattvas so that she could do like Ananda, so that her love could open up and become wide, become measureless. From then on, Matatanga was accepted into the Bhikkhunis Sangha, which was led by Maha Gautami.